Have you ever promised yourself that tomorrow would be different, only to repeat the same cycle again? You plan. You prepare. Sometimes you even feel motivated. But somehow, weeks or months later, you find yourself in the same place. After a while, it's hard not to wonder, what's wrong with me? But what if the problem isn't laziness? What if the reason self-discipline feels impossible has nothing to do with willpower? The battle isn't always between you and the world. Sometimes, it's between the person you want to become and the part of you that wants to stay safe, comfortable, and familiar. And this is where most people get stuck. Because lasting change doesn't begin when you force yourself harder. It begins when you stop fighting yourself. In this video, we'll explore why self-discipline feels impossible until you stop fighting yourself, and how inner peace can become the foundation of lasting discipline. Many people think discipline is simply a battle against laziness. But if that were true, why do intelligent, hardworking people struggle with the same habits again and again? Do you ever wonder why this keeps happening to you? Often, the real battle isn't against laziness, it's against fear, discomfort, and uncertainty. One part of you wants growth, while another part wants safety. Your mind naturally prefers what is familiar, even when familiar patterns no longer serve you. Have you ever caught yourself thinking this way? Instead of asking, why am I so weak, ask, what am I afraid of losing? Awareness changes everything. When you stop fighting yourself and start understanding yourself, lasting change becomes possible. Motivation feels incredible when it's present. You feel energized, inspired, and ready to change your life. But what happens on the days when motivation disappears? Many people blame themselves and think they lack discipline, when in reality they are relying on a feeling that was never meant to stay forever. Real discipline is not built on emotion, it is built on habits, routines, and small actions repeated consistently. The people we admire are not always motivated, they are simply committed. Stress relief often comes when you stop expecting yourself to feel inspired every day. Create systems that support you even on difficult days. Over time, consistency becomes stronger than emotion, and discipline begins to feel less like a struggle and more like a way of life. Many people believe that being hard on themselves will create discipline. They criticize every mistake, compare themselves to others, and carry guilt for every setback. But have you noticed that the more you fight yourself, the more exhausted you become? Self-criticism may create pressure, but it rarely creates lasting growth. Imagine speaking to a friend the way you speak to yourself during failure. Would they feel encouraged or defeated? Accountability matters, but so does compassion. Emotional healing begins when you stop treating yourself like an enemy and start treating yourself like someone worth guiding. Inner peace is not weakness. In many ways, it is one of the strongest foundations for growth because a calm mind can remain consistent when motivation fades. Many people wait for confidence before they begin. They think, once I feel ready, I'll finally start. But confidence is rarely the beginning of the story. More often, confidence is the result of repeated action. Have you ever caught yourself delaying something important because you didn't feel prepared enough? The smallest actions often carry the greatest power. A short walk becomes a healthier life. One page becomes a book. A single workout becomes a habit. Discipline is built through promises you keep to yourself, no matter how small. Each time you follow through, you quietly change your identity. Over time, you stop seeing yourself as someone who tries and begin seeing yourself as someone who follows through. Many people think discipline means pushing harder, sleeping less, and removing every form of comfort from their lives. But comfort itself is not the enemy. The real question is whether comfort is helping you recover or helping you avoid. Rest gives you strength, while escape quietly steals your future. Have you ever caught yourself calling avoidance self-care when deep down you knew you were running from something difficult? Sustainable discipline requires balance. Even the strongest people need rest, reflection, and moments of peace. Stress relief is not a reward for productivity, it is part of productivity. When you learn to recover with intention instead of escaping with distraction, growth becomes steady, and self-discipline becomes something you can sustain. Comparison is one of the fastest ways to lose peace. In a world where we constantly see other people's achievements, it becomes easy to feel behind. You look at someone's success, confidence, or lifestyle and quietly wonder why your own journey feels harder. But what we see is rarely the full story. Every person carries struggles that remain hidden from the world. Do you ever wonder why this keeps happening to you? Sometimes, it happens because you're measuring your beginning against someone else's middle. Gratitude protects the heart from bitterness, while disciplined habits help build confidence one step at a time. Measure yourself against who you were yesterday, not who someone else appears to be today. Progress becomes meaningful when it is personal. Many people believe discipline comes from pressure. They think if they criticize themselves enough or create enough urgency, they will finally change. But a constantly stressed mind struggles to stay consistent. Have you ever noticed how difficult even simple tasks feel when you're emotionally exhausted? Inner peace is not the opposite of discipline, it is often the foundation of it. A calm mind makes better decisions, manages impulses more effectively, and recovers faster from setbacks. Protect your sleep. Create routines that reduce unnecessary decisions. Make time for reflection, gratitude, and stress relief. When your inner world becomes less chaotic, discipline begins to feel less like a battle and more like a natural expression of the person you are becoming. The greatest battle many people face is not with the world but with themselves. One part of you wants growth, while another part fears change. This is why self-discipline feels impossible until you stop fighting yourself. Have you ever caught yourself thinking this way? Growth does not happen through self-hatred or endless pressure. It happens when your actions align with your values and your future. Faith, patience, and humility remind us that change is often slower than we expect but still possible. Become someone who guides yourself with wisdom rather than punishes yourself for every mistake. Lasting discipline is not built through inner war. It is built when you become your own ally and move forward with peace within. Revisit the main idea: why self-discipline feels impossible until you stop fighting yourself is not a story about willpower alone, it is a story about inner peace, patience, and alignment. Have you ever caught yourself thinking this way? Remember, the goal is not perfection. The goal is progress with wisdom, discipline with compassion, and strength with humility. Share your thoughts below. How are you healing today? May you continue moving forward with peace within, gratitude for the journey, and the courage to become who you were meant to be.